Basically, one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it is because I saw the scores. People are scoring 300, 360,
Yeah, I
350,
saw a couple.
270,
I saw a
280.
couple on Twitter. Yeah.
Now, the question is it that these people would have been denied this opportunity, due to this level of incompetence? That means, see the quality of students that would have been denied this opportunity. And unfortunately, look at the girl who unfortunately lost her life due to her failure, her perceived failure, when you don't even know whether she was even affected by the glitch. So it's painful. And see, the students did remarkably well, considering that they
Yeah.
gave them just a very short notice to prepare for the retest. What do you think,
Yeah.
brother?
I think it just shows that if things are done well, people are actually, people both young and old are actually putting in the work. You understand? This is just highlighting the fact that sometimes you can be the best. You see, but if you're in a failed society, or if you're in a failed system, see, it's the environment to just spoil it. You can be a good seed if once you place a good seed in a bad soil, the seed not grow, and you blame the seed for not growing. Meanwhile, the problem is not the seed, the problem is the soil. I think that's just
Mm.
what we just took those good seeds and placed them in a good soil, which is in a good system, because now everybody's eyes were on it now. It's not like all eyes were on JAMB, like, okay, do what is right now. And they did what is right. And look at, they're germinating properly. That even with the tension, because it's one thing to write an exam, it's another thing to write an exam in the midst of tension. Because
Mm.
expectations should be high, because now they want to prove yourself that you actually did the last one, which is even worse than which is even worse than the initial pressure of go and write your exams. Now it's like, okay, you said that you're good at it, okay, we're going to give you again, prove yourself that we're going to remark your score. And we know what it means when they say want to remark your score in Nigeria. It's always never ever good. But this time you're coming out good. And I'm impressed. I was actually impressed by it. I saw a couple of my saw some 300, above 300 and all that. Of course, we won't see the ones we won't see the ones that will fail anyway. They won't come out to say it. But,
Yeah.
the few ones that we've seen, they are good. And compared to the previous score, somebody who was 120, now getting 360 from a fixed situation. Yes, exactly. That's what it's meant to be. You know, I think we start treating every part of our society like that. We'll fix the problem. Everybody should understand. Everybody, especially those in public service, should understand that, okay, whatever I'm paid to do, whatever my job, my duty is, if I do it properly, I make sure that, okay, I'm fixing the bad situation that I was there before. It will fix society, because that little move is putting joy in someone's heart. And when a person who's happy will not go and curse him outside. That's the truth. It takes some level of frustration for you to go and frustrate some other person. If you're happy, you will not go and give another person sadness now. That's the thing. So these kids they're happy. I'm sure they will get admission to university, and that's that's joy for them, man, and it's joy for all of us.
Yeah. The thing here is that um I'm so sad that I'm quite worried that these are students that could have been disenfranchised if this measure was
Exactly.
not taken. And
Mm,
there was somebody, one man who was leading the fight on Twitter, or whether it
yeah.
was one man on Twitter who was leading the fight. So people like that who took out their time to really combat this issue, because obviously when you know a student that is brilliant, a student
Mm,
cannot score 250, 270, 300, 303 in the previous JAMB and suddenly next year you tell the person he scored 150 and you say this person should accept. It makes no sense, because
of
we
course,
know
it
that
makes no sense.
oftentimes that drop is too drastic. If
It's
you
too
say you
drastic,
scored
yes.
303 this year and scored 270, it's believable. Not
Mm.
150, 140.
Ah,
And when you have that continuous report from various
and
students, so
when it's not one person, it's like across
it's not one
across board.
person, it's across
Yeah,
board. It's
yeah,
across board. Now, the question
yeah.
I ask again is, how am I certain that these things haven't been happening previously? Because a couple of years ago, we heard that the
Mm,
jam was so bad and all these things. How are we sure that these glitches were not happening? And our Nigerian
mm,
students have been given wrong labels for such a long time, whereas the incompetence is from the sides on the part of the organizers. Because if these things were happening previously, the glitch might not have been this widespread, or maybe it happened
mm,
and nobody really wanted to talk about it, or there was really nobody to take up the fight. Because, bro, let me tell you something. This fight started from a few people who decided that this is weird, this is too weird, this is not right. They
that's
decided to
true.
fight.
Yeah.
For some other people in previous years, maybe they had the same problem and they had no one to really speak out nobody stuck out his neck to say, let me fight for this issue. So this is
Yeah,
some of
that's
the
true.
things we can also look
I
at.
think I think what you said now actually struck a nerve because I'm thinking like in an ideal society what we would expect is that there should be some sort of forensic of investigation to previous years to understand that okay has this been the case for the past 5 years, past 10 years, you
Exactly.
understand, because and I'm still pissed off with Jam. You know, I'm pissed off with them. You know, like the last time we had this talk, I said about something. I said something. I said we need to have names. The fact that we just generalize, oh, it was fault, it was a problem, it was a system glitch. Let's keep on left. I don't like it. If there's a problem with a structure that's being funded by taxpayers, when there's a problem, we need to know who caused the problem, what caused the problem, who's and who's going to face the law. Because we can't just brush it over like that and
Yeah,
let it go.
brother,
No, it's not possible.
that is a much broader discussion that we'll have some other time,
Ah,
because
man.
that speaks
Yeah.
to a greater level of unaccountability that Nigerians generally possess. So,
Yeah.
bro,
Okay. Yeah, but
let's just move it along, and I just thankfully, the people who deserve what they deserve are
yeah.
already getting it.